Chapter 2 Friendship Bracelets. Violet's nose twitched and she grabbed her tail. She did not want anything to do with the Maple Scouts. "We can't be friends with the Maple Scouts," she cried. The other scouts nodded in agreement. "I've heard they eat worms," said Cricket. "They are very unsanitary," said Junebug. "They have no social niceties," said Hyacinth. "They are mean, horrible mice," said Petunia. "We don't need any new friends," said Tiger Lily. "We have each other." Miss Poppy sighed. "Just try to keep an open mind, Acorns. They might surprise you. Now, let's get started on our friendship bracelets." Miss Poppy handed out different colored pieces of string. Each scout got 12 pieces. Miss Poppy cleared her throat and said, "You will make 2 bracelets, one to give to an old friend and one to give to a new friend." "I'm not giving one to a Maple Scout," Petunia said. The other scouts giggled. Miss Poppy narrowed her eyes and then went on. "The 6 pieces of string represent loyalty, trust, honesty, acceptance, generosity, and love, the 6 most important ingredients in friendship. The bracelets are made by twisting the 6 pieces of string together." Miss Poppy smiled at the scouts, and they all smiled back. Violet even forgot about the Maple Scouts for a moment. She couldn't wait to get started on her bracelet. She pulled her strings out straight and tied a knot in one end. Then she twisted the 6 strings together until they formed one string. "It's just like us," she thought. 6 different friends all together in one troop. She was glad that she got to make a second bracelet, even though she couldn't imagine who she would give it to. Tiger Lily was having a hard time with her bracelet. She tied a knot at one end, but when she tried to twist the strings together, they just got all tangled up. Some strands were loose while others seemed to be too tight. "I don't know about friendship," she thought, "but making this bracelet is not easy." She spent more time on the second bracelet, but it was no better. When they were finished, Miss Poppy told them to trade one of their bracelets with a friend. "The bracelets will always be a reminder to you that your friend is with you." It was easy for Violet to decide who to give her bracelet to. She turned to Tiger Lily and tied it around her wrist. Tiger Lily looked at Violet's bracelet. It was perfect. Tiger Lily tied the one she had made for Violet around Violet's wrist. It was a little bit loose, and there were stray pieces of string hanging out of it. Tiger Lily blushed. "Your bracelet turned out better," she said. "That's okay," Violet said as she looked at the bracelet. "It's the friendship behind it that counts." The bracelet she had made for Tiger Lily was much nicer. She wished Tiger Lily had tried a little harder on the bracelet. Hyacinth and Petunia were admiring their bracelets. "They look exactly alike," Petunia said. "Almost," said Hyacinth as she pulled at a loose string on the bracelet that Petunia had given her. Junebug tied her bracelet around Cricket's wrist, but when Cricket went to tie hers around Junebug's wrist, Junebug asked her to put it on her sash instead. "Synthetic fibers give me a rash," she explained. Miss Poppy called the scouts to get their snacks. There were small squares of cheddar cheese and raisins for Junebug, who was lactose intolerant. The troop enjoyed the snacks and tried not to think about the worms that they would most likely have for snacks at the next meeting with the Maple Scouts. Tiger Lily looked over her shoulder to make sure Miss Poppy wasn't paying attention. Then she leaned in and whispered, "The Maple Scouts may be coming to our next meeting, but we don't have to make it easy for them." "What can we do?" asked Violet. "If we don't work with them, we won't earn our badge, and Miss Poppy might send us back to Buttercups." "It might be better than having to work with the Maple Scouts," said Petunia. "I don't have a plan yet," said Tiger Lily, "but let's all think about it tonight. Tomorrow we can meet in the park and decide what to do." Mouse Scout's Handbook, Friendship Bracelets. A friendship bracelet is a lovely token that one friend gives to another to commemorate their friendship. While you can buy a friendship bracelet, making them is fun, easy, and so much more meaningful. There are many ways to make friendship bracelets. They may be woven, beaded, crocheted, knotted, or twisted. Here are instructions for a simple twisted bracelet. Take 6 strands of string and lay them together. Tie a knot in one end. Hold the knotted end with one hand. Grasp the unknotted ends of the strings with your other hand. Slowly and tightly twist the strands together until they form a single rope. Tie a knot in the unknotted end of the single rope. Tie your bracelet around the wrist of a friend. Remember, The bracelet itself is far less important than the sentiment that it is given with. One glance at a friendship bracelet around your wrist and fond thoughts of the friend who gave it to you are sure to follow.